If we voted today, this is what I think the outcome would be. All right? I think if North Carolina and Arizona had to make a call today, Trump would end up winning those states. Wouldn't be by a wide margin, but he'd end up winning them. I think Nevada is more contested than you're being told. I think Colorado is not being contested enough by the Trump campaign, in my opinion. So this is what I think the map would be. And I think that district in Maine is too close to call. And so that gets us to 258 to 233. And I think there's really only 57 electoral college votes. If we had to vote today, I would not be comfortable predicting. I want to tell you why. Some of it I've alluded to previously as well. You know, the cheating factor, keeping the ballots or the ballot boxes open, the voting precincts open until you get the count. We've talked about those things, right? But I want to clarify it further. I think that we are up against a force, a spirit of the age, whose ultimate goal is the wreckage and deconstruction of America. And if you really want to end America, we could argue, is America over morally? We could argue, is America over spiritually? Right? We could have those kinds of arguments.
Yeah.
But the nuts and bolts of America still goes on, right? We may have more people cohabitating now than getting married. The average 25-year-old male in America is more likely to be living at home than married with a wife, right? Those things may still be true. But does a place called America still exist?
Yes.
And does a lot of the accoutrements that go along with what that word means still exist?
Yes.
Yeah. Morally, you could argue, spiritually, what the Barna surveys, 9% of Americans have some form of a biblical worldview, right? But does America still exist?
Yeah.
The nuts and bolts of America largely are still there. You can still feel them, touch them, see them, right?
Yes.
Okay. So we can argue whether the spirit of America is in retreat or in danger. We can argue whether the essence of America is, the soul of America is. But you have to understand that the spirit of the age propelling this doesn't care about those things. They're interested in they're materialistic in nature. If you wanted to end America as a construct, not as a creed, not as a culture, but as a structure, as a thing that we can wrap our arms around, wreck the trust irrevocably in the election process. Because it is what our founders gave us. It's what I wrote in Rules for Patriots. What is politics? Yeah, politics is faith and ethics in action. That's what the result of it is. But what is it? What is the DNA of politics? It's how we fight civil war in America. It's how we avoid doing what happens in other cultures. It's how we avoid the Bolsheviks and the Mensheviks in the streets, the fascists and the socialists in the streets. How we avoid looking like Ilhan Omar's home country. We were given a system where we have an outlet, like a purge, if you will, and we get this out of our systems, and then in the end, there's a winner and there's a definitive winner and a definitive loser, and then in 2, 4, or 6 years, we do this again. But in the meantime, we like taking our kids to school and to ball games and having family barbecues and going to movies, and you see what I'm saying? So we got to find some time way in between these events to live together. Love one another. Be neighbors. Americans. And then we have this one unique outlet. And then there's a defined winner and a defined loser. People have had their say, maybe some shadiness going on, maybe some chicanery going on, but the essence of the integrity of the structure itself withstands all of that. And you can walk away if you lost, you know what, didn't get my way. I guess I got to get a better candidate next time. I guess I got to do a better job of explaining where I'm coming from next time. But life goes on, right? Still got to pick up my kids from school on November the 4th. Got to pick up my kids. I got Christmas shopping to do. Life goes on. These people don't want life to go on. They don't. They want it to end. And I think they would love nothing more than to irrevocably wreck this process. I think they are intentionally leaving you and I with the notion that we have no other alternative but to lock and load and test that original meaning of the Second Amendment. Because whether the bullets come from some God-fearing patriot down south, or it's a Molotov cocktail from some Antifa thug, dweeb in Seattle, or it's a marauding band of Black Lives Matters activists, whatever interrupts life going on in America suits their cause. That normalcy that America provides, the luxury of the simple things in life. I have the freedom to just work Monday through Friday and come home and watch my favorite ball team on a Saturday and have a beer and go to my kid's game on a Friday night and go to church on Sunday and then just sit around like Al Bundy with my hands halfway down my pants, dozed out on my lazy boy. They want all of that to go away. They hate it. And what provides us the opportunity to still do those things for 8 years when Barack Obama's wreaking havoc on our Constitution is that normalcy. That still life went on. I have a lot of great memories from the years 2009 to 2016, don't you?
I do.
Yeah. I mean,
watch my kids grow up.
I got to see my favorite team. I got to watch my kids grow up. I got to see my favorite team go to 2 Final Fours. Saw a lot of great Marvel movies during those times. A lot of great memories with the kids. Took my kids to Disney. Right?
Right.
They want all that gone. Because as long as our ability to return to life as normal, no matter what happens at the ballot box remains, America remains. And they want America gone. So for America to be gone, they have to wreck irrevocably this process. And maybe even do it right out in the open. And hope that it prompts you. It gives you are then given the lady or the tiger. You want a lesser of two evils choice? Choose this choice. Do nothing and take it while they take your country from you right in your face. Or grab your guns and do something about it and aid and abet them, essentially just narcissistically, nihilistically, I should say, just aid and abet them nihilistically laying waste to what's left of America. Because they win either way in their minds. They win either way. Either you sat there and took it, or you got down in the streets and got dirty and bloody with them. And we're here because we don't have a political party that represents us. So we have no way of fighting this out in the system peacefully. You're just voting Republican to hold them off, not to win, to take ground back, but to delay an inevitability. Like King Hezekiah, when the prophet comes to him and says, hey, because of this judgment's going to happen. And your first reaction is like, is it going to happen before or after I'm dead? After I'm dead, cool, not my problem. That's what we're doing now. And we don't have a way out. We're cornered either way. Either option's bad for the future. And that's just what their end game is.